Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this really historic event. In just a few minutes, I'm going to introduce the project director of this project. But before I do that, I must acknowledge a few people in the audience. I'd like to initially acknowledge the executive team of the City of Citrus Heights, starting with our HR director, Rhonda Rivera. Would you put your hand up right here? Our finance director, Stephanie Daniels. Our general services director, David Wheaton. Where's David? In the back there. Our community development director, Rhonda Sherman. Okay. And our police chief, Christopher Boyd. Is Chris here? He's not here? I'm going to have to put that on his evaluation this year. Also, I'd like to acknowledge one of our founding council members and Mayor James Shelby. And I also would like to give a special note of Colleen McDuffie in the back, our program manager, that played a major role with this project. You know, a project of this nature is you know, it's a team effort, and the magnitude of a project like this impacts the entire city. And so we were really successful at getting to this point because of the team effort of everyone here. But it always takes a leader to pull it all together. And 2 years ago, Monica Alajarindis was selected as the team leader for this project. She has worked extremely hard over the last 2 years to bring it to full fruition, and I want to say I'm especially proud of Monica. Special notes about Monica. Monica is our longest standing employee in the city of Citrus Heights. She's been with us now for 17 years. She's held a number of positions in the city, and more recently, she was appointed assistant to me in 2008 and has served very well in that capacity. She has a bachelor's degree from Sacramento State, and I'm really happy that her husband, Art, and 2 children, Victoria and Antonio, is here today. You guys want to raise your hands? And I really want to emphasize to her children the significance of what your mom is doing and what she's done for the city. When this project is completed, there will be a plaque put on this building, and it will have your mom's name on there, and it will be there for eternity. When you grow up and have your own families, you can bring her grandkids to show what their grandmother did many years ago. This project could not have come about without the private-public partnership that we developed with Dignity Health. Dignity Health came to the city a couple of years ago to create a very unique opportunity for the city to build a new medical facility here in the city, which also required an opportunity for the city to move forward and build a new city hall. And if it was not for this public-private partnership, this would not be happening today. So I really want to thank Dignity Health and for coming to the city of Citrus Heights to make this happen. This is by far the largest project in the history of the city. When it's in total completed, it will be over a $53 million project. So we want to thank Dignity for all their support. So at this point, I'd like to ask Monica to come up. Also, I want to acknowledge former Congressman Doug Osee. Doug, where are you? There he is. Raise your hand, Doug. Doug's been with us for quite some time. The Planning Commission will be also acknowledged in just a few minutes, but you guys can recognize them with the light blue shirts on. So again, Monica.
Thank you. And thank you, Henry, for the amazing opportunity to manage this very unique project. I'm very proud of this project and incredibly grateful for the opportunity to manage the biggest and most exciting project the city has ever seen since its incorporation. We have been at this for more than 2 years, and through it all, the community has been right there with us. They've been to countless night meetings, workshops. They've sent numerous emails, phone calls, and letters to provide their input. It is because of their time and commitment to this community that we have a better project today than when we first started. And their time and attention will be memorialized in the design of the new City Hall, as well as specific aspects of the medical office building. So thank you to all of those who are here today and those that are not here that made this all possible. Like all projects, all staff at the staff level, no one does it alone. Each and every department has had a hand in this project. So I would like to thank the directors, myself, for their staff for the contribution to the success of this project to date. I also want to acknowledge the core team on this project: Rhonda Sherman, Colleen McDuffie, Chris Myers, and Stephanie Cotter, who have also been there in the weeds with me on this project to bring forward the best project possible. Thank you. I also want to acknowledge our project consultants who have given their very best to this project every step of the way. To Catherine Waugh from Dudek, John Gard from Fair and Pierce, and Wendy Hoyt from Up North Interest. And a special thanks to you, Henry, for your leadership and your guidance and your confidence in me and the entire team to bring this project to fruition. Like many projects, this one has had its ups and downs, its twists and turns all along the way. But ultimately, I believe we have a great project that will serve this community for many, many years to come. Lastly, I want to say a special thanks to my husband and my children, and for giving me the multiple passes, for working late nights and on weekends and in the evenings to be able to provide this wonderful project to the great people of Citrus Heights. To move forward in our program, I want to begin by introducing our first guest speaker, who was originally elected to the State Senate in 1978. In November of 2008, he was elected to represent the North State's 2nd Assembly District in the state legislature. And in 2013, he was elected to the State Senate, and today he proudly represents the citizens of Citrus Heights. Please help me in welcoming Senator Jim Nielsen.
Well, thank you, Monica, and I'm best known as Marilyn's husband. That's as good as it gets for me. What a neat deal. You are having a project here where you have the founding mayor still present. A relatively new city, taking another great step forward. $50 million project. Now, Doug, you've done a number of $50 million projects, I know, and I've done one, a cogeneration plant. I know how hard they are to accomplish. I also know that what the times now dictate is something that you are consummating here, Citrus Heights with Dignity Health. And I've been a part of Dignity Health for an awful lot of years myself, and I know the nature of that company, what it formerly was, Catholic Healthcare West. And they've been good partners in this area an awful long time. Now they're going to be good partners with you. The city has been well served with the facilities that you have enjoyed, but this now allows Citrus Heights to take another step. That other step could never be accomplished but for the names that Monica just acknowledged here, the individuals, you, who selflessly dedicated so much of your energies for this to become a reality. Rejoice and remember in your hearts those of you who worked so hard for this to come true. The legacy of those efforts will pass on to the generations who choose to live here and raise their families here and find their jobs in this area. It'll be a real boost to the future for Citrus Heights. And this now just won't be a part of Sacramento County. It'll be a thriving, wonderful place to live for all of us. My pleasure is to be able to represent this little piece of earth. And this piece of earth we stand on now will be soon serving the citizens of Citrus Heights with a one-stop shop in many respects, including their health care. Congratulations to each of you who have made this happen. Congratulations to the proud city of Citrus Heights. Thank you.
Thank you. I kind of feel like this is the Academy Awards and I'm gonna forget something in my speech. So before I introduce our next speaker, I did want to also acknowledge our city attorney, Ruth Ann Ziegler, who every step of the way will take my phone call, my emails when I'm frantic about something, and calm me and give me the information I need. So thank you, Ruth Ann, for hanging with me every day. So our next speaker holds a very special place in this community. She was elected to the 4th District of Sacramento County Board of Supervisors in 2004. But prior to serving on the board, she served as one of the original founding members of the Citrus Heights City Council. And I personally had the pleasure of working for her when she served as the mayor of Citrus Heights. During her time on the council, she helped establish a strong reserves in the city's budget, which laid the foundation to the financial stability this city experiences today. Please help me welcome Supervisor Roberta McGlashan.
Well, thank you for that introduction, Monica. And it's a great day in the city of Citrus Heights today. As one of the 5 original city council members, again acknowledge former council member and Mayor James Shelby here, and then we are among the 3 living original city council members, and it's my great privilege to continue to represent Citrus Heights at the County Board of Supervisors. But James and maybe a few others will remember when the vote was taken and the measure passed to make Citrus Heights a city, and suddenly there we were, the 5 of us. And when you first start out as a brand new city, you have no money, you have no buildings, and you have no staff. So just look around and see what this city has accomplished in the 18 years since incorporation. And another thank you to former Congressman Doug Ossie for his help in the early years with funding for our original police department and the improvements to the Sunrise Marketplace. I know that there has been some controversy over this project, but I believe that is now behind us. And moving forward, this is a wonderful accomplishment for the city of Citrus Heights to have now a police station, a community center that is booked months or years in advance that was sorely needed, and soon to be new medical office buildings and a new city hall. And the Dignity Health, ironically, was an agenda item on our very first council meeting, I recall, was to support the new level 2 trauma center at Mercy San Juan Hospital. So it's kind of come full circle, and bringing these 170 well-paying jobs to the city of Citrus Heights and helping diversify the city's economy. And then now a new city hall that will better serve the residents of Citrus Heights, a council chambers where people can actually see without having to look around the pillars, and new offices that are designed for the intended purpose. It's just a wonderful accomplishment, and will be finished just before the city will celebrate its 20th anniversary of cityhood. So congratulations to the city council and the residents of the city of Citrus Heights and I look forward to many more great things. Thank you for having me here today.
You know, I was joking about the chief, but I think tonight I'll probably sleep on the couch. I want to apologize to my family for not introducing them, my wife Teresa, and my son Jalen and Damien. I was kind of excited, and I'm sorry guys. I know I'll hear about it tonight, but at least I tried to clean it up.
Told you it was like the Academy Awards. So as we move forward in our program, I also wanted to give an opportunity to Congressman Bera's representative to come up and say a few words. He was not able to make it, but he was kind enough to send his representative.
Thank you, Monica. Thank you, everyone. Hello, my name is Kelly Rivas. For those of you that don't know me, I work in our Sacramento office here in the district. And I can't even touch on how much hard work has gone into this. You've heard all of it. You'll continue to hear it. So we just wanted to provide the city. Monica, Henry, if you'd like to come up and accept this certificate. It's just a very small token of our appreciation for the incredible work the city of Citrus Heights continues to do. You set such an incredible example for the rest of the region and the county with fiscal responsibility, strong leadership, and collaboration. So thank you for everything. Congratulations on this achievement. Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you, Kelly. I'm not sure if Assemblymember Cooley was able to, I know he wasn't going to be able to make it, but I wasn't sure if he was able to send a representative. Would you like to say a few words?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Brian Ricks. I'm a representative for Assemblyman Cooley, who also can't make it here today. And there's a lot of familiar faces. I've been working for the Assemblyman for about 2.5 years, and in those 2.5 years, there's no shortage of debate over this facility and the previous one. But it's really exciting to see the new building, and as it was mentioned, it's neat to see that it will be constructed right after the 20-year anniversary of incorporation. So on behalf of Assemblyman Cooley, it's really a pleasure to be here, and it's really an honor to represent Citrus Heights, who it's fun to brag about how you're always in the black. And there's always, it's just a really neat city, very eclectic, and it's a really unique gem in the region, so it's really fun to represent you. Thank you.
Our next speaker was elected to the City of Citrus Heights City Council in November of 2012. She served as Vice Mayor in 2014 and is currently serving as Mayor. Along with other council members, she has served on a number of boards and commissions, and in her spare time, she is a community volunteer. Speaking on behalf of herself and the entire City Council, let's welcome Mayor Sue Frost.
Thank you, Monica. Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you all for coming out today to share this special moment in time, this turning point really in Citrus Heights history. And I wonder, I guess you're in the shade, so you're happier there, right? I'm excited to be supported by former mayors. Every single one of these dignitaries are former mayors of this city, and their experience goes a long way in supporting everything that I do as a mayor. And so I want to thank my fellow council members, and I also want to thank Congressman Bera, Kelly Rivas, Brian, and our local dignitaries, local leaders, and past leaders for being here to share this moment with us. It's so exciting to see this project come so far. I think it's been 1.5 years or 2 years. It was a long road, a lot of work by our city staff under the leadership of Monica Alejandras, who's been the project manager. And so I want to congratulate Mr. Henry Tingle for his vision, Monica for all your hard work, and the staff for everything you've done to help bring this along. I also want to thank the consultants and the developers and all the community members who participated in the public process and who were a really important part of shaping what this building is going to be, and it's amazing. From the architectural drawings, it's amazing, and we're all really excited to have a new home coming for our city. And then our planning commissioners, I don't know if all the planning commissioners are here, but I remember the process and I remember the agenda packets that, you know, they were, I think they might have been almost a foot thick. The studying that they must have had to do and all the work that went into it. So thank you to our planning commission and to all the consultants who helped with the public process. That was an important part of moving it along. Our new city hall is going to be a building that's a one-stop shop. It's going to help us. It'll be a place for our planning, our city council, we'll have a community room there, a corporate yard, our disaster response center. And at the end of the day, in future years, there's going to be room for growth because this parcel is 10.5 to 11 acres. And by the time City Hall is built, we'll have 3 or 4 extra acres to grow. So as our city has future needs, we'll be able to grow with it. You know, when people think about a city, they often think about the physical infrastructure of a city. They think about fire stations and police stations and city hall, water districts. But the most important part and the thing that makes Citrus Heights so very special is the human infrastructure. And it's our interactions, our diversity, our friendships, the engagement from our community, even our veterans are here today. Thank you for your service and thank you for being here. And so these are the important elements that shape who we are in Citrus Heights. And I want to acknowledge that, and I want to thank all of you for joining us here today to be with us for this epic moment in our history. Today's an important step toward our future, and no pun intended, it makes me tingle all over. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Foss. Okay, our next speaker is the person responsible for making this location the future home of Citrus Heights City Hall. Rod Johnson is the co-founder of Capital Partners Development Company. Rod has been involved in commercial property development for nearly 30 years and has participated in the development of over 10 million square feet of building. Rod applies creativity, logic, planning to the development process. His development emphasis has been in both office and industrial buildings, and his responsibilities have included all aspects of development process, including master planning, market assessment, economic analysis, overseeing the design and construction, and financing, contract negotiations, leasing, and sales. Clients appreciate his ethics, effective communication, creativity, and team approach. He prides himself on the principle of producing the greatest value for each dollar, which is not wasted on our city manager. Everyone knows that Henry is, I think everyone knows, he has a loving title called Tightwad Tingle in this community. So Henry really enjoys working with Rod. City staff can also attest to the fact that Rod does everything to the highest quality and standards. Take today, for example. We called up Rod and said, we want to do a small groundbreaking ceremony in a small corner over here on the stock property. Can you please clear an area? Well, we expected him to get rid of a few weeds, push a little dirt around. But instead, to true Rod form, he clears a section 3 times the area that we had expected. He leveled the area, laid the ground rock to make it convenient for all of us to walk around and mingle, and brings all the bells and whistles that will make for a great photo op. Please help me in welcoming to the podium Rod Johnson.
Believe it or not, after 30 years, this is the first time I had to speak in front of a groundbreaking. We've been through a number of them, but the developer never gets invited. And I was feeling pretty cocky about this until Mayor Sue Frost said, remember, it's just like the city council. You have 3 minutes, I'm starting the timer. We all encounter 2 types of decisions. The main one is, should we do this? Should we do that? We gather the facts, and we make hopefully the right decision. On a rare occasion, there's a different type of decision. And this is the decision. Wow, can we really do that? Wow, shouldn't we really do that? It wasn't long ago before that we sent a proposal to Henry Tingle, and I suspect that when he flipped 1, 2, 3 pages into it, I didn't hear it, but I think within a minute or two he probably said, wow, we should do this. And I suspect that when you contacted each of the city council members and explained what was being proposed, I suspect that each of you probably said within a minute or two, wow, we should do this. And why shouldn't we? We should do this because we're going to locate in the most ideal location for the city hall. We're going to locate on 10.92 acres. We're going to develop 35,000 square feet, state-of-the-art city council. We're going to also have an adjoining utility yard with a service building. And we are also planning for the future. Wow, over 5 acres that we don't have plans for to develop on behalf of the community and meeting the future community needs. Wow, we should do this. And I have to commend you, Mayor Frost, and you, the city council members, and you, Henry Tingle, and the wonderful staff for converting this, wow, we should do this, into we are doing this. Congratulations. The development process has a number of milestones. First milestone is concept, proposal, contract, agreement. Next milestone is finding a bank. Exchange Bank is here. Thank you very much. Another milestone is the design phase, where you do the plans, the planning, the permitting process, the approval process. And in fact, and we just finished that milestone. In fact, the last couple of weeks have been a lot of fun. We know what the site looks like. We know what the building looks like. We know what the utility yard looks like. We know where all the walls are. We know where the restrooms are and so forth. We know where the chambers are. But in the last couple of weeks, we said, okay, what's going to be on those walls? What's going to be in the ceiling? What's going to be on the floor? What are those counters going to look like? What are the countertops going to look like? That has been a fun process of working with the city in the last couple of weeks, and I know in a little over 12 months, you all will be very pleased with the selection that they have made. The next milestone is why we are here today. Next week will be a flurry of activity. We'll prepare the site, adequately protect the wetlands in the background, and cut through a median here so we control the traffic for construction. And but you're going to see a lot of activity, and there's going to be a lot of rapid milestones along the way. I invite each of you to slowly drive along Fountain Square and take a look and enjoy each of those milestones. And before you know it, in a little over 12 months, we aren't going to be sitting here on crushed rock underneath a tent, but we're going to be about 175 feet that way, sitting in front of this very beautiful quad area, looking at a state-of-the-art city council, city hall, and looking at a ribbon in front of us. And I want to congratulate you, the community, and you, the leaders of the community. Thank you.
Thank you, Rod. As we bring our program to a close, there's a few more people I would like to acknowledge. To Stephanie Cotter and Sarana Miller and the folks from Accent Builders, thank you so much for putting this all together. We really could not have done it without you, so thank you very much. So to wrap it up, I just want to one last time say thank you to members of the community that have come out today, and to staff and to all the elected officials. Thank you for joining us on this special occasion. It is really a big deal for us city staff and for this community as a whole. Thank you.
I don't care.